Om Shanti, everyone. Welcome to the Brahma Kumaris Next Normal. I'm your host, Sister Jenna. And as we continue to navigate our new programming, I hope everyone's been quite inspired and enriched by our offerings, which have been very unique. Instead of 1 hour, we've trimmed it down to 30 minutes. Making it a lot more essence-full, and Brother David's Positively Fridays have been going great, and we have some of the most beautiful guests on special Wednesdays that offer a good conversation, and I was hoping that you got some laughter with Vijay Nathan that took us to a very light-hearted sense of showing up in the world. Meditation Mondays are my favorite. We are streaming to you live, so I am actually real. Whatever is happening right now is happening real time, and I have to tell you, everyone's been okay. We aren't complaining. Life continues to unfold, and sometimes when you think about the condition of the world, it's just, you feel almost a little bit guilty for being okay with certain things, even though you're going through challenges and situations and circumstances that you'd rather not be encountering, but it's happening. Today's Meditation Monday will be focusing on the virtue and the quality of purity. And most of you might have heard we lost one of our giants in the Brahma Kumaris, my hero, Dadi Gulza, who was the trans messenger of so much of our spiritual teachings. You might get a picture of her here, right here. And she had this incredible presence of purity. I was just sitting in the meditation room here that we call Baba's room, and I have placed her picture sort of holding Brahma Baba's arms, you know, like she's just laying in his chest, in his arms. And I was just looking at that image and feeling her energy, and kept wondering to myself, do I have that capacity to be that pure? And I want to throw this question to you to just take a moment and ask, do I have the capacity and the belief that my original worth and my original value is based on my purity of existence? Deep purity, a purity that I've been decoding it, you know, purity that doesn't judge, criticize, compare, has jealousy, competition in it. It doesn't regret its story. It doesn't take its story so personally. Imagine things can be unfolding for you, but you don't take it personally. In other words, your emotions aren't so tied up in it that you lose sight on who you are. And that's also purity. It's not to say we're not going to go through different situations and circumstances, but how you handle it determines your level of spiritual, emotional, mental, and eventually physical purity. Purity isn't something the world talks a lot about, but we do want pure water. It says it's clean, it's good for our system. We do want to be pure-blooded. It claims that it's supposed to be the strength of the family origin, so to speak. They say mixed blood can give trouble, but pure blood is different. You might have a dog. I mean, Happy is a Havanese, and she's known as a 6th generation purebred Havanese, which means there's no mixture, it's pure. And I wonder, when there's a mixture, does it take away that energy of purity? And what is purity? So imagine, once upon a time, the energy of the soul was absolutely pure. What does that mean? The energy of you, the soul, had inside of its recording, inside of its whole presence, the knowing and the experience of being soul conscious. Only just being soul conscious, but being very soul aware. Having that deep, deep internal understanding of what it means to be the real me. Keep moving no matter what. There's a flow. This thing called life. It moves us ever onward, upward, forward. Like rivers of water, it keeps moving, no matter what. Over and under and round it flows. Let the currents take you on the journey of life. Simply keep going with the flow. Keep moving, no matter what. That was the Keep Moving video from the Om Shanti album. And we had to go to a pause break because my body is so sensitive to fragrances. And so now I'm having one of those moments. I must be the only person in a lockdown in the house that still feels that she has to either have perfume on or something, like I'm going somewhere. But what I'm noticing is that my system is getting so pure and so sensitive that I pick up the smells even much more, and they begin to irritate me. So today I've now learned a lesson that I can't even put on perfume anymore. I'm too sensitive to the vibrations. What purity does, it has its own fragrance about it. It doesn't need anything on top of it. It simply is. You know, remember when we were first brand new born babies and our skin just had that beautiful fragrance of purity and innocence? It doesn't need perfume. So it's like spraying perfume on a baby. They don't need it. Their natural fragrance of purity is the aroma, is the vibration, is that feel. So that video that you just got a sneak peek of is going to be released on Earth Day in April, which is from the Om Shanti album that was produced by Ricky Cage and myself on Valentine's Day. It was launched. I don't know how many have heard the album or listened to it, but I'm hoping that you really enjoyed it. There's, for me, a very pure energy in it, even though it's kind of keeping you going and it's motivating you as well. So as we look at the whole energy of purity and we settle into Meditation Monday, many of you had heard that I lost one of our giants, Daddy Gulzar, who just embodies purity just naturally, without effort. And I was saying earlier that I was sitting in the meditation room, in Baba's room, and I just allowed the soul, the energy to just gently fall into Daddy's eyes, into Daddy's Drishti. And there was such a beautiful experience of peace and being away from the awareness of my body and all of that energy that comes with it. And as we settle into Meditation Monday and gently go inwards and guide ourselves into this expression of Drishti and silence, I invite you to emerge your purity and your original innocence, that peace in you. That purity that is your birthright. Can you imagine right here in this moment? There's the acceptance, the belief, and the knowing. There's nothing wrong with you. And everything about you is absolutely pure and truthful and still. But it moves. It's not stagnant energy. It's moving. It's like the running river. Even if you put debris in front of its path, it goes around it. Purity has that potential. No matter what you're going through, your purity will navigate you through it as if it was nothing. Let your purity be your greatest force and your greatest weapon. And you're invited to surrender to your purity that is there. Your power, your light, your truth, all birth from your purity. Just get used to being still and quiet and pure and gentle. Allow those vibrations to flow through your Drishti, amplifying the light in the room and in the space. In Daddy's eyes, there's this sparkle of purity and cleanliness of spirit that flows effortlessly through her being. The power in her Drishti reminds us of who we are and why we're here. The more the soul transforms itself, returning to a flawless diamond state, the more beauty is revealed on earth. Drishti, we are reminded of how beautiful we are and how beautiful we can be just through her eyes. Let us settle into complete stillness for this moment and feel the rays of light flow through you in our meditation. little by little, the more we practice this introspection and gentle surrender and the return to our purity, the more we raise our vibrations, and the more our friends and family inherit that energy that's surrounding our field of consciousness. Whatever thought you have creates a vibration, whether you wish to accept that or not. It is a reality. And 95% of our thoughts we're not even aware of. And they're running the show. And that's why the more we practice introspection, introversion, the more we meditate and turn our attention inwards and listen. Listen. Listen to the self and see if it can match the energy of purity. That sweet fragrance, similar to that of a child or a baby, that untouched, pure existence. Purity doesn't need anything additional. It doesn't need to be covered. It doesn't need to be manipulated. You're just pure. There will come that point in time in your life you will look in the mirror and like what you feel. It's not about just what you see, but you like what you feel as the creation of God's child. It's interesting how we've moved away from the essence of who we are just because of body consciousness. And teachers and saints and prophets historically, their whole method or their whole teachings is just to remind us that we're pure and that we are loving beings. And you know, I sit here and I talk this with you and I'm listening to it myself. And the irony is that I can see sometimes when I move away from that truth. And then I can see where I live it completely. Our time has come. Our time has come to believe in this vibration of purity and no longer buy into the energy of that which is manipulated, covered, shaded, much. Simplicity is a beautiful expression of purity. Authenticity is a beautiful expression of purity. A gentle smile is a beautiful expression of purity. But your purity will birth the power of peace. And what the world needs now is a lot of peace. I can't get the peace unless I'm pure. So let us end our meditation Monday being in the acceptance that I, the soul, am a pure soul. And gently fall into Daddy's Drishti and into Daddy's eyes and just feel the fact that there's nothing there trying to manipulate or create anything. The soul just is. Soul just is. Daddy Gulzar did not have 1 million followers, nor did she have 500,000, nor did she have 100,000 followers, nor did she have 50,000 followers. She didn't need followers. Daddy Gulzar just is. And her vibration was spreading throughout the whole world because of her power of purity. Let us accept that energy for ourselves. that my purity of consciousness, my purity of vibration, my purity of my eyes, my lips, my features, my hands, my dress, my touch, my food, that all of this is stimulating the energy of purity, which will birth peace on earth. Enjoy being in Daddy's Drishti, and I look very forward to being with all of you tomorrow. To the whole gang out there, all of you, Samantha, Divyani, Meenakshi, Aditi, all of you that have tuned in today, thank you for your commitment and love and dedication in being with us. And please keep remembering, your purity is your greatest value. Om Shanti. Start your day off with a smile. The Brahma Kumaris Meditation Museums are still closed due to the pandemic. And since the lockdown, we have enjoyed meeting you on YouTube and Facebook. The next normal with Sister Jenna has been our way of staying connected. The show offers answers to everyday life challenges, meditations, conversations with guests, and moments of laughter. It is your pause to reconnect, elevate, and understand better your purpose for being here. Monday meditations will take you into deep stillness, away from the noise, with a special feature titled Drishti, seeing into the being. The rest of the days will offer you food for thought, and Positive Fridays will inspire you and leave you wanting more. Thank you all for the support that you have given us over the years, and we wish you and your loved ones health, wealth, and happiness. Remember to subscribe and click the bell button to stay connected. All the very best once again, and we hope to see you soon.